Acknowledging Dr. Tanique Bailey Small, Medical Officer of Health, St. James, Mr. Lennox Wallace, Parish Manager, St. James, Ms. Jennifer Pearson, Senior Public Health Nurse of St. James Public Health Services, members of the team, JSIF team, members of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, members of the Western Regional Health Authority and St. James Public Health Services, Mr. Noel White, Managing Director, N.O. White and Associates Limited, consultants for the project, Mr. Caleb Reed, Managing Director, the Modern Recam Construction Contractors for the project, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a pleasant afternoon to you all. Right, now that we have that all out of the way, this event is the official opening of the ceremony for the Adelphi Health Center here in St. James, of which we are very proud. I am just going to be going through the program so we can be in and out as soon as possible. At this time, I'm going to be calling on our Dr. Tanique Bailey Small, Medical Officer of Health for St. James, and she will be bringing to you the opening prayer.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we are indeed grateful to be alive to see another day. We're extremely happy that we can come together this evening to celebrate the opening of the Adelphi Health Center. Father, we thank you for the great collaboration that has taken place, that has brought us to this place today. I pray that you will be with our team members. I pray you will be with everyone involved so that we can continue to collaborate and to serve the people as you would want us to. Thank you for your many blessings, and may we have many more productive years of working together and serving your people. Thank you for your many blessings, and be with us through this program, I pray, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bailey Small, for your opening prayer. You know, this morning we came and it was rainy, and then it stopped, and then it started again. But we are grateful that at this very moment we have the type of weather that I think we need. The St. James Public Health Services has become renowned for innovation and for the first in this and the first in that, and we take pride in that. St. James has been refurbishing and building health centers for the past couple of years. The projects, they started and they ended. All right, so they didn't start and stop. And so I'm going to be inviting Mr. Lennox Wallace, the man who is in charge of the St. James Public Health Services and who has been seeing these projects through. And he's going to be coming to you with a remarks at this time. You need to do a little better than that, though, you know. Thank you.
Madam Chairperson, thank you very much. Dr. the Honorable Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health, our Minister of Health. Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism and the Member of Parliament where this facility is located. Ambassador Urja Ascola, delegation to the European Union, to Jamaica, Belize and the Bahamas. Mr. Arville Hill, JP, General Manager of the Finance and Procurement Standards, Jamaica Social Investment Fund. Colleague, Parish Manager, CEO, TRH. My friend, Senior Superintendent of Police. Member of the JCF team that is here. My staff here at the St. James Public Health Services and at this facility, Adelphi Health Center. Good afternoon to you. Now, Mrs. Mullins would have spoken about building out of new facilities, repairing and expanding others. So let me start with this facility, and I'm not going to be long. This facility that you see here Honorable Minister, is the only new facility that has been built in Western Jamaica in the last 24 years. It is the only Type 2 health center in this region here that we offer all the services that you need here. And if you go inside, Honorable Minister, just this morning we started dental care that has been so long in coming. We boast an array of staff that is so helpful to me. I feel guilty standing here as their leader, knowing that all of them should be here. And I want to say, thank you, Team St. James. You have made me proud. Now, this facility has served a little over 23,000 persons per annum, to include persons on the outskirts of Trelawney. The Adelphi Health Center is the only Type 2, like I said, and is a referral site for all curative maternal and child health services in the area. Last year alone, there were a total of 6,224 visits to this facility. And I can tell you, I know that in the coming year, with the services, the increased services, we will see more. And I dare say, we are ready. We are thankful to our European partners for such a wonderful gift to this parish and especially to this community. And we want to say, we hope this partnership continues for a long time. And when you get here, even on unofficial visits, what you see here today, you will see as we are in a mode of not just having these facilities, but we offer repairs and maintenance services to all these facilities to ensure that they continue to remain in pristine condition. I really want to end by thanking my own minister. And I don't know how he does it, but I can call on this minister 24 hours a day for support, for advice, and for just about anything. And he's always able to respond. I want to say, thank you, Minister. You are here for us, and I know that you will always be. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wallace, for bringing to the fore the development and the various accomplishments that we have been going through for this parish. I would also want to invite Mr. Orville Hill, JP FCCA MBA, General Manager of Finance, Procurement and Standards for JSIF, and he will be bringing remarks also.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. First, if you will allow me just to extend an apology for Mr. Omar Sweeney, Managing Director, who is caught up with some other prior arrangement and unable to be here this morning. So, an apology for him. Ms. Julian Grandison, MP, the MC, the Honorable Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Edmund Bartlett, OJ MP, Minister of Tourism, Dr. Urja Ascola, Head of the European Union for both Jamaica, Belize, and also Bahamas. Of course, Dr. Tariq Bailey Small, Medical Officer for St. James, Mr. Lennox Wallace, Parish Manager, and I will then go and just recognize Mr. Noel White for Managing Director of N.O. White and Associates Limited, the consultant on the project, and Mr. Caleb Reed, Managing Director for Modern Recam Construction, the contractor for this project. Again, I say good afternoon. So it is my pleasure to be here representing my MD on this such a special occasion for the opening of this newly expanded Adelphi Health Center, which was implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund under the Poverty Reduction Program, which is funded by the European Union. Now, mention is made of this being the special new facility, but we have also worked in providing renovation and expansion for other health centers in St. James. And these health centers are the Barretown, Flankers, and Granville Health Center. Now, I mentioned the work of JSIP, and I'm just going to mention here that on several occasions, when persons hear about the work for JSIP, Jamaica Social Investment Fund, they perceive that it is the work of the private sector. Just to reiterate for you, JSIF is a government organization that is an implementing agency for the functions and activities of the government of Jamaica. So just want you to be assured of that. Now, the opening of this health center facilitates not only a physical space enhancement, but it's a beacon of hope, a promise of care, and a testament to our shared dedication of contributing to national development through the special quality healthcare facilities that are provided through these facilities. Special commendation to the European Union for extending their grant funding support for the amount of $50 million. And I reiterate that, it's grant funding. So when our, say your uncle or so come visiting, he may peel you something and say, that's a little thing for you, right? So they have no obligation because it's grant funding. So this now is not a little thing, it's a big thing, $50 million that the European Union put into Jamaica, and there is no obligation for repayment. So I think that is worthy of recognition. I also take the opportunity to express gratitude to other key players in this process. Naturally, the Ministry of Health that we work closely with, our contractor, as I mentioned, Modern Recon Construction, and our consultant, N.O. White Associates, who work with the project, and of course, our JSIF project team that is always there to ensure that the work is carried out in the most effective way. So here again this afternoon now, it is important to reflect on why this newly expanded healthcare facility is so vital to the community. Having an effective health center is more than just treating with a myriad of illness. It is about prevention. It is about educating our community people in terms of healthcare, promoting healthier living, and this is for all the communities of Adelphi and its environments. With this newly expanded health facility, we at the Jamaica Social Investment Fund are breaking down social barriers by having affordable community members to access quality healthcare service within their same communities. The main scope and infrastructure work of this health center will provide a range of essential services spanning consultation rooms, public health inspector offices, registration and records office, dental offices, pharmacy, nurses officer station, treatment room, and of course you will see the large waiting area to ensure that people are relatively comfortable as they come to seek medical care. Of course, we also have nebulization room to take care when that is required. So ladies and gentlemen, we are cognizant that proper health care is a right, not a privilege. And this health center embodies that belief. Right? The JSF is proud to be the implementing agency for this project, as this health center stands as a symbol of we can achieve through strategic partnership between the government of Jamaica, the European Union, and of course, the Ministry of Health and the communities. At the heart of this health center are the dedicated healthcare professionals and workers, such as the doctors, nurses, pharmacists, medical technologists, as well as the respective support staff. Today, I salute you all, as you are the foundation of this well-needed healthcare facility. We are aware that your duties are very challenging and demanding. It is demanding usually long hours, but of course, your emotional strength, your unwavering commitment as you continue your effort in preserving lives. In closing, I take this opportunity to extend thanks to everyone for supporting this event today. I urge everyone to commit to ensuring that this health center is properly maintained and serves as a source of healing, hope, and provision of best service to this community and its environments. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Orville Hill, for that remark, and I'm hoping that you are taking note. It's good that we have these type of partners on our side. It is really, really good when we do, because healthcare takes a lot. And when we have the right persons in our corner, then we can sort of rest assured that, somebody's got our backs. I hope the councillors will forgive me. I would like to use this opportunity to acknowledge Mr. Anthony Murray, and he is a councillor for the Rosal Division, as well as Mr. Michael Allen. Yes? Right. Thank you so much for your presence, and I hope that you'll find it in your heart to forgive me for overlooking that at the time, all right? At this time, we are going to be hearing from Dr. Urja Ascola. Did I get it right again? Yeah, Ambassador, head of the European Union delegation to Jamaica, Belize, and the Bahamas. Please welcome her.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Edmund Bartel, Minister of Tourism, Honorable Dr. Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health and Wellness, Mr. Lennox Ballas, Parish Manager, Mr. Orville Hill, General Manager of Jamaica Social Investment Fund, representatives from the Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of Health, residents of Adelphi, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is a very big pleasure for me to be here today in the parish of St. James, together with honorable ministers and partners, to hand over the Adelphi Health Center. Just yesterday, we officiated, together with Minister Tufton, the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a new health center in the old harbor of Kingston. So this is my actually first time that I visit your beautiful area here around Montego Bay. I've been in the country only for 6 weeks, and I'm sure that I will be visiting Montego Bay and the parishes around many times in the next 4 years that I will be spending in Jamaica. And I can really see when we were driving here, I can see why Montego Bay and the surrounding areas attract so many tourists around the world. It's a real jewel. Our common goal with the government of Jamaica and with our partners is to strengthen health systems in Jamaica and to improve the quality of life of Jamaicans. This is why we are constructing and renovating these health facilities and providing the needed equipment. We are also joining efforts to prevent non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, cancer, and others. And I really hope that this will, over time, reduce the significant social and economic cost that is related to these diseases. The European Union is proud to support the practical efforts of the Jamaican government in pushing for inclusive, resilient, and healthy development in St. James. Upgrading and expanding your health center here is a part of these common efforts. In this context, the European Union funded the construction of a new over 4,000 square feet building. It has consulting rooms, it has a dental office, a pharmacy, nurse, midwife offices, a treatment room, and many other essential facilities. The health center serves on average 2,000 people per month, not just from Adelphi, but also from the surrounding communities. And this has been a key priority for the government, and the EU has been delighted to work with the Ministries of Tourism and Health and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund to make this happen. The Adelphi Center is one of the 4 health centers in St. James that have been expanded and rehabilitated through our poverty reduction program. The others are located in the communities of Flanker, Barretttown, and Granville. The 5th one, the Bookwalk Health Center, is located in the parish of St. Catherine. As a result of this work, residents of 41 communities will have better access to quality health care. Thank you. The EU is pleased to have been able to contribute to the government's efforts in developing a modern and resilient public health system for the benefit of all Jamaicans. Finally, let me thank also the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, as it has been working tirelessly to implement the poverty reduction program over a 20-year period. So I think they deserve strong applaudissements for this great work they have been doing. I will conclude by congratulating all the institutions and residents present here today for making today possible. I really hope that the benefits to the residents and communities will be sustained in the years and decades to come. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for your remarks and for highlighting the partnership and the importance of such. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Honorable Edmund Bartlett, OJ, MP, Member of Parliament of St. James, as the...
Thank you so much, Mrs. Grandison Mullings. My brother, Dr. the Honorable Christopher Tufton, who we compete on so many grounds. And we are regarded in so many ways. And we just decide that we are pea in the same pod, and we have a symbiotic relationship that cannot be changed. So it's really wonderful to welcome Minister Tufton to East Central St. James today and in this fashion, because it's always good when good things are happening and when we can show the fruits of his labor to substantiate and justify and validate the claim that he is indeed one of the finest ministers of government in Jamaica today. The EU Ambassador to Jamaica, Dr. Erha Ashola, and I wanted you to hear the pronunciation. The yes, it's very important. And I want to give her a very special welcome to East Central St. James, to St. James in general, and Jamaica in particular, and to welcome her in the context of a very distinguished line of very powerful female representatives from EU that have graced us over the last 12 or so years. And to have her continuing on that line, they have all contributed so much and done so much, and we are expecting, of course, no less from her. And the fact that she is in St. James to really have her first major assignment in terms of the completion of a project under the EU since she started her incumbency, I think is symbolic of what we can expect from St. James over the next 4 years while she's here as our ambassador. My councillors, Murray and Allen, who are here, are distinguished leaders of health. And I want to single out two, and you will forgive me, Doctor, because I heard your prayer and it was good and I thought it reached the right place. But I'd like to significantly mention Lennox Wallace, who has done an excellent job in this parish for the development of the health infrastructure. And he told me a few things a while ago that he told me I can repeat later on in my speech. So some of them you can listen. The JCIF has been perhaps one of the most important institutions that has ever been established in this country for social and community development. And I mean, their role has spanned even wider than that, because they are involved in so many areas that sometimes we wonder if they are the government implementing arm in total. But I don't want to say that too loudly, because even some of my own people will get angry with me. But JCIF has done a marvelous job for us, and this is the second major health facility that they have funded in my constituency. The first being Barrytown, of course, and now Adelphi. And I just whispered in his ears that I spoke with Lennox about Hampton. Yes, Lennox, about Hampton. And that Hampton is to start in January, but we want JCIF's involvement because it's a mother and child facility which is really needed, and it's perhaps the only one of its kind in the area. He announced them in the 500 million program a couple of weeks ago, but I want to reiterate that Hampton has to be seen in a wider context and with a specialized mandate to deal primarily with mother and children, you know, lactating mothers and, you know, mothers. Doctor, you hear me trying to get into your business. and to say terminologies and so on that are not touristic. But just to indicate that that facility was established some years ago when Dr. Herbert Eldemire, I think, was the Minister of Health. And it served a great purpose. And it is the repository even now of the records of hundreds of people in Jamaica who were born, babies were born and registered in that area. And I think it is appropriate that we should bring it back together so that it can serve that entire area from Granville all the way around to Johns Hall and so on. So thank you very much. And so Orville, we're really happy to have you. We've watched you over the period when we're building and constructing, and I complained to you and quarreled with you. Yes? And Lennox and I quarreled many times, and Minister intervened to make sure that we never fight. I mean, fisticuffs, but but it was only words and words. But thank God it's now over, and we have a really first-class facility here at Adelphi, and I want this audience in full appreciation to give a round of applause to all the partners who have enabled this to happen. So, because the Minister of Health is here and he talks about everything health, I'm not going to intervene any further, lest he and I lose the relationship that is so strong and powerful over the years. But I'm going to ask his permission just to say two things to my team and my constituents who are here, because, you know, we've had a really difficult problem managing the infrastructure and the level of deterioration that has happened, particularly with our road network as a result of the weather. And we really have had adverse weather conditions. But I'm here to tell you that we now have a full allocation of $500 million Jamaican dollars to deal with the roads within our area. This main road from Chelsea to Hamden, we have $200 million to ensure that it is properly serviceable. It really will cost $1 billion plus to give it the development that we want. But for now, we are going to be doing extensive sheet patching to enable serviceable areas across every element of the road from here to Hamden. We're doing a full-scale patching of the Kent to Adelphi, and of course, we have allocated resources on the reach for Somerton, and on the 24th, I'm bringing our friends from the cement company who have just completed my Paisley Bottom Road, which is an example of what good concrete road can look like. And Paisley will never have a problem again when it rains for the people to get down there because of what has been done there. So what we want to ask them to do is to do fording the same way, to concrete off fording, because you know the problem. Every time that I fix fording, the next shower of rain comes, and it's not because of poor construction, it's just because of the nature of the what we call the topography of the place, and the fact that the mountain is there and then the river runs next to it, and then the full vegetation is there, and when all of that humus, yes, drops on the asphalt, it deteriorates the area and causes problems. So when concrete is there, then we are satisfied that it will be kept. So the cement company, the team is today, as we speak, they are in Paisley. Oh, they finished. Oh, see, Simone there, yeah, she was with them down in Paisley, completing that area. So the next step is to look at changing the whole way in which, you know, the geomorphology of our land there is such that it does cause these problems, you know. So we're going to fix it, and then we fix it, Cedar Hill properly, so that everything. Now RADA is also providing about $60 million for 4 roads in the area, and of course Spark, we have $150 million for Spark, and the Spark roads are going to begin during this period leading up to Christmas. So I just want you to appreciate that the weather has been bad. We hear our weatherman, our meteorologist, saying that perhaps we may see the end of the adverse weather situations hopefully after this weekend, and let's hope for that, so that we could ensure that the repairs will continue unabated throughout the period, and to have all our roads area done properly. I'm not calling out the names of the roads, because any road that I miss is a problem, you know that. So we're not calling the names, we're only saying that provision is being made for that. So thank you for allowing me that little intervention to satisfy my people a little bit, so they know that It's not just we say we care, we do care. And that the resources are there to ensure that element of the infrastructure. And I want to close by thanking you, Minister, for this facility. It is true that it will serve over 21,000 people within the areas. But I want to tell you thanks also, A, for Hampton, which is coming, but under your Operation Refresh, Somerton Health Center will be refreshed. So I wanted to thank you for that. And Minister Lennox tell me it starts next week. Now I hope that Somerton will be starting next week too. Right, Joy? Don't hold me to that. Hold Lennox to next week if it don't start. But the Somerton is under Operation Refresh. And more importantly, I'm fixing the little roadway by the school, the entrance, all the way up to the gate of the center. So that should be fine for you. So let us use this center effectively and well. Let us make it the instrument for the enhancement of health and well-being in this area. Health security is so important to us. It is at the heart of the productiveness of our people. Health and wealth go together. You can't have one without the other. So let's work hard together. Nurses, we so appreciate you, and I want a special applause for nurses. Yes, yes, Nurse Pearson. Yes, yes, yes. A special applause for all our nurses, especially Minister Tufton, that they persevere through the inconveniences of having to provide services under very adverse conditions with the old center that we have now replaced. We are going to make that center not die. It's going to provide other facilities now for an extended health care, and no doubt to spend a lot of time on the public health side, health education, and the whole epidemiological element of it. That's how me like it, I know. So thank you so much, and God bless you all, and let's make this center the real reference point for health care in the Adelphi area. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Minister Bartlett. It is indeed very encouraging when we come together like this, because you hear what our ministers have in their hearts, and it is encouraging. You know, there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Dash and life is in the tongue." You know that one? Yes? So we are living a life is in the tongue. So what is spoken will start to take life. And we must believe that that will happen, because at this stage we do need that. We need the hope, we need the promise, we need, you know, all that is in the pipeline. We need it. All right? So we thank you, sir, for all that you have said, and we do accept. I'd like to call at this time one of my staff, Philip Dehaney. He's a community health aide assigned to the health promotion team, and he is coming at this time to give an item. While he comes, I was reminded that this is also the launch of the Compassionate Care Program. Of course, we have this program in many of our facilities. Compassionate Care Program is very vital to our service and to our system. And so, as we go on, we will hear more about that. Thank you so much.
All protocols observed. Pleasant evening to everyone. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtains, my friend. I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, yes, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I've planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew that I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I gave it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh, more, much more than this, we did it all way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels. In other words, one who kneels. The record shows we took the blows and did it all. Much more than this, I did it my way. Thank you.
Wow, wasn't that good? Yes. And I can listen to him all day. All right. At this time, we will have our keynote speaker, Dr. the Honorable Christopher Tufton, MP, Minister of Health and Wellness. Please help me fill in the document.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson, and thank you for that very well delivered song. I hope it symbolizes the end of a chapter and the beginning of another, and not the end. Because I look across and I see Minister Bartlett, and he reminds me of a man who once said, I have vim, vigor, and vitality. And he sounds like he has many, many more air miles to go and many millions more tourists to arrive in Jamaica. All I ask him is that him build a hotel in our Central St. Catherine, since I give him a health center here in Adelphi. We can work on that, Master Ed. My good friend Ed Bartlett, Minister, and by the way, for those who don't know, come Monday, well, he has been given it already, I believe. Monday is the announcement, right? The gentleman has aptly and well-deservedly will be bestowed on him officially the title of the Honorable Edmund Bartlett. I don't know what come after that, but I know about Monday. OJ, Order of Jamaica, give him a big round of applause, please. So, all of you in the crowd here who claim him, you know, make sure you buy all your lunch for that great award that he's getting, right? He's going to plan a big celebration. No, but Ed, I want to, Minister Bartlett, Ed, I hope you don't mind my calling you Ed. I want to commend you on your achievements. I've watched you, and to some extent emulated a lot of what you have been doing over the years. I mean, I know that if I don't apply a little just for men, you know, you could easily categorize us as they say at the age, right? But him a little more, a little ahead of me, put it that way. And so he has set a trail that is well deserved. And he's doing that for you, the people of this constituency. And that's a good thing. And that's what representation ultimately is about. So all that we say, all goes well for the people of the constituency. All right, so I want to recognize our host, MP. I want to recognize, of course, Dr. Ascola. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I've called your name yesterday, I'm calling it today, but I think I'm getting it slowly but surely. Who is our EU ambassador. She's only here 6 weeks, by the way. So please, after this event, go and greet her, tell her how much you appreciate her, and tell her to come back and visit some other time, right? And to take and invite as many people as possible, because this is the tourism parish. And while she's doing so, I'm sure she's going to shop and everybody will enjoy themselves, right? So I want to welcome you again to this parish. We were in St. Catherine yesterday. To the JSIF, Jamaica Social Investment Fund, General Manager, Finance, Procurement and Standards, Dr. Hill, thank you very much, sir. I see councillors in the audience. Good to see both of you, sir. The representative of your health team, Mr. Wallace, who is always very well sharply dressed and represents the fraternity well, hardworking. The rest of the team that are linked to him, including those of you who are right here at Adelphi. And of course, I want to recognize Mr. Delano Seabright, who is a champion in the tourism ministry and for the government. And it's good to see you too, and the rest of the team that accompanied Minister Bartlett. So the staff here, ultimately it's about you, right? And you're going to have to live up to the pace and deliver. And are you up to it? I want to hear if you're up to it. Are you up to the challenge to maintain and to build and to make the center truly representative of health and for the people of Adelphi and its environments? Let me hear you say yeah. All right, it's on a little funny, but anyway, we can work on it by now and the end of the event. So I wanted to quickly say a couple of things. First of all, this is a 65 million Jamaican dollar project, right, Lennox? So it's not a small amount of money that has been spent here to create an attractive environment. Attractive environment, but also an environment with utility that's going to provide for the people of this community and its environs. And we want to thank the EU and the Poverty Alleviation Program that was devised in conjunction with JSIF for pulling this together, of course, with the Ministry of Health team and those local team on the ground, including your Member of Parliament. It is a collaborative effort. And that's the first point. It is about partnership. Public health only survives if we have partnership. And it is good when we have local partnership, regional partnership, multi-agency partnership, and by extension, external, bilateral, multilateral partnership. And the EU, of course, represents this multilateral agency of the European Union that is a big part of this. So we want to put on record our appreciation. This means a lot to us. And we appreciate the work that your predecessors have done and the work that you are doing. And please ensure that that message of thanks and appreciation finds its way back to Brussels or to any other part that is important to influence more good work and more better partnerships. And I'm sure I say that on behalf of Minister Bartlett, who wants the tourists to come, the visitors to come. So that's one. But secondly, I want to say that to the people of St. James the parish, I want to localize my little 5 minutes to say, those who are uncertain, and I know there's a temptation sometimes to be uncertain, this government and this ministry has a development plan for the parish of St. James in terms of health and wellness. We have a plan. And indeed, we have been living true to that plan. Now, for the doubtful Thomases, that's fine. I'll give everybody the benefit of the doubt that maybe we're not communicating it as effectively as we should. And we need to redouble our efforts to do that. But make no bones about it. This is not an ad hoc, one-off, buck up, hurry come up type of approach. It is an approach that has been thought through carefully. It's based on an assessment of the population and its expansion over time, the sick profile of that population, the importance of focusing on prevention at the level of the community, and indeed, that plan involves the building out of treatment and curative services at the highest possible level. Let me break it down to you in numbers, from primary to secondary. We have 24 health centers in the parish of St. James. Lennox, confirmed? Right, that's his responsibility. He drives that primary program as the parish health manager. 11 of those 24 over the last 5 years have seen substantial improvements, including this brand new one right here at Adelphi. Am I correct? 11. And when I say substantial, I don't mean $1 million here and a door there and a window there. I'm talking about substantial renovation, expansion, more concrete and mortar, more equipment, roofing, all the critical things that have enhanced the quality of that infrastructure. 11 have begun or commenced with under the new Operation Refresh program. You heard Minister Bartlett, MP Bartlett spoke about 1 or 2 in his area. But there are others, totaling 11, that over the next number of months you will see work taking place. Some have already started. And that Operation Refresh is enhancing the comfort of those primary healthcare facilities, both for the patients who come and the staff who provide the service. What am I talking about? Air conditioning waiting areas. The only reason this area is not air conditioning, and we're going to consider it because I asked them to look at it, we're going to have to enclose it because it was built in a way for a pass-through of the wind. When you go, you'll see. But it will take nothing to just enclose it and put AC in it. I've given instructions that our patients who visit our primary health care or community health centers must feel comfortable as they wait to be served. And our doctors and nurses must serve in an environment where they in fact feel comfortable and motivated to serve. And that's what Operation Refresh is about. So 11 additional are slated under that service. Air conditioning unit. We're doing a design now for solar panels for sustainability, rainwater harvesting system, generating capacity for power just in case the light goes or the electricity goes, a kitchen for the staff with microwave, refrigerator, waiting area chairs, a TV screen on the wall to provide health information, clean bathrooms, running water. These are supposed to be standard in every one of the 24 health centers in the parish of St. James. That's the order that has been given, the instructions that have been given. And the 11 that have been comprehensively overall already have those. The others still have, but we think we need to spruce them up. Lennox, I have to say to you that the other two are going to feel lonely, so we're going to find something to do for them. Chances are they're already in good shape. But if it's even one wheelchair, you have to give them to say them get some sprucing up to, right? Because we want to complete the whole 24. But the point is that all our primary healthcare doctors, we're adding more nurses, we're adding more services, because primary healthcare has now been reclassified to, among other things, include comprehensive community health care facilities. There are 3 different categories, and we're doing curative services. So in total across Jamaica, we're hiring another 370 doctors in our health centers to provide better services at the community level. And St. James is a part of that. But I don't stop there. We have a development plan for St. James, because the hospitals are also, and I say hospitals, you may say, where you get hospitals from? The only Cornwall Regional Hospital one is a public facility, health facility. We have many private ones, of course, as you know, and they play a role. We are happy for that. But if you travel down to Cornwall Regional Compound, campus, I call it now, you see 2 towers. One you're very familiar with, which has been a source of pain and despair for many. Let me accept and admit that, because we have to be frank. The other is brand new 8-story building, Western Child and Adolescent Hospital, where we are now putting in the internals in the building. So the concrete and mortar is up, the air conditioning ducts are being installed, the ward space is being put in, all total 250 additional beds for the only specialized adolescent and child hospital in the Caribbean, not just Jamaica, the Caribbean, treating young and adolescent up to 18 years. Bustamante goes up to 12, this one will go up to 18. The parish of St. James will have that facility. Accompanying that is a range of specialized services, 5 brand new operating theaters, and I could go on and on. That's a plan that is being implemented for the parish of St. James. But then when you go next door to Cornwall, many they identify it as my Achilles heel, because the pain and suffering, I suffer as much as you, the people, to see that we are not yet back where we ought to be. First of all, Cornwall is a victim of neglect, or has been a victim of neglect, but not anymore, because it is getting attention, and the attention that it deserves. After 53 years of existence, and a building normally lasts about 50 years, its original life expectancy, Cornwall deserved a massive overhaul. Unlike previous administrations, we chose to give it the attention that it deserved, not a band-aid approach. We want it to last for the next 50 years. And so what we did as part of the plan for St. James, we stripped the hospital down to bare minimum, only the concrete, reinforced the concrete, and we are now in the process of putting in back every single piece of new equipment. The floor will be new, 7 new operating theaters, the ward space will be new, every piece of diagnostic will be new, and of course a staff complement and a range of services that, combined with Western Child and Adolescent, will give you the highest concentration of hospital beds in one parish, 700 to 750. Not even University Hospital or KPH have that. Offering more services than any other part of the country, but of course it will serve all parts of the country, but you are right there, it's your backyard. When you combine, and by the way, we're starting to open sections of Cornwall starting next month, with Western Child coming on board in May next year. And we will do that month after month until we get a fully open Cornwall, because we're restoring the services in Cornwall. Now, I want to say something to you, and you need to take it seriously. And you need to carry it with pride. And all of us here deserve bragging rights about this as a citizen of St. James. I don't care which color you defend when that political time comes. You have to recognize, if we're objective, that there is a plan for health services in St. James, and we have turned what was a threat into an opportunity, and we're delivering for the people of St. James at both the secondary and the primary. When all of this is completed, you're not only going to have your 24 health centers expanded with more services and more people and a more comfortable environment. You're going to have the highest concentration of hospital beds to serve both local and foreigners if necessary. And that augurs well for the health and the wellness of the parish of St. James. And so I'm proud about it. It hasn't been easy. but we have a government who has responded. Andrew Holness as Prime Minister, supported by my colleagues like Ed Bartlett and others, who have really decided to make this happen. I'm focusing on St. James because that's where I am. I'm in Adelphi. But I could say the same for almost for every parish across the country. But today it's about St. James. Let me give you one other thing before I sit, because I want us to go in the building and look where the real action is. We are not just restoring the infrastructure and upgrading it, but we are promoting a higher quality of service standard so that the people who are served can be served not just in a better environment, but be served in a better and improved way as it relates to customer service. And that's important, because one of the things that we have to come to terms with is that modernization and upgrading don't represent transformation. And what we're about is transformation. We want people to think differently, we want people to do things differently, and everybody to have a better experience. And I've said that on an ongoing basis. So what is the manifestation in a tangible way? Because them say, mouth make for talk, word is cheap sometimes. What is the manifestation of that quality? This morning, myself and another minister, Minister Aubin Hill, had the official recognition of the JANAC accreditation. Now I will explain to you what JANAC means, because it's important. This is a global accreditation standard. Minister Bartlett know about global because he get accredited every country he go, right? Because he is one of the global tourism leaders. This morning, Minister Aubin Hill and myself, Minister Hill as Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, were at the facility at the Hilton, where we brought the JANAC agency of that ministry, the critical players for lab services at Cornwall, and they were handed by JANAC after a number of years of work the global accreditation for lab services right at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Now, I am proud of that, because what I've found is that in this parish in particular, maybe elsewhere, when you talk Cornwall, you have some who say them a try and some who think that it's a ghost town and it's locked down. And it's unfortunate, but it's a perception. And how much money we have spent. I mean, there's a good friend of mine in the audience who I know does his coverage for his media house. I won't call his name. Every time I see a report, I hear about $21 billion. We don't even spend $4 billion yet. Is what is projected based on what is to come, but it's almost like the money spent already and the hospital don't open, which creates an impression. But it's fine. I mean, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating at the appropriate time. But that global accreditation by JANAC essentially and in simple terms says that the lab facilities at Cornwall Regional, where you're going to do your blood tests and give your samples, the most important first element of determining what is wrong with a patient, so the patient can be treated, is being done at Cornwall Regional Hospital in those temporary facilities until we go back into the main building at a standard that is no less than any developed country in the world. And that deserves commendation. So we're not under a tree at Cornwall trying a little thing. And when I say it's not just about the build out, it's about the improvement in standards. I'm saying to us that we're working assiduously on the standards to ensure that the patient experience and the employee experience are improved. When I left Hilton, I went up to the lab. Some of you came with me and I went in and I sat down with the staff and I said, listen, I lift my hat off to you, all of you are heroes. Because yes, you have been under adverse circumstances over the last number of years. And COVID made it worse because COVID shut down everything for 3 years, we couldn't do anything. But for you to have taken on this role and now are globally certified is suggesting to me that better days are ahead for Cornwall Regional Hospital and the patients who will access that service over the next year when we restore full normality. And so, and by the way, another manifestation of that, and sorry I sound long-winded, but I think it is the season to talk about successes, right? Yeah, it is the season. We need to talk about it. Sometimes we're too negative. You know that that lab does 1.7 million lab tests per year last year, serving some 63,000 inpatients and 100 and hold on, I have it here, I wrote it down, 183,000 outpatients. These are people who either stay in the hospital at Cornwall, no, some of them at Falmouth if you do surgery, right, between Falmouth and Cornwall, or who go to the clinic that is over by the Seventh-day Adventist Convention Center. They access that lab, 1.75 million lab tests over the last year. And while they're doing all that work, they are putting in the standards, the data, the confidentiality, the accuracy of results to earn themselves global recognition. It is nothing short of saying that Cornwall Regional as a service provider, even with a building that is being restored, is at a world-class standard, and we will continue to build it and make it better off. So I come back to where I started. We have a plan for public health and wellness in the parish of St. James. We have that plan at the primary level, we have it at the secondary level. And under this government, no one will be able to say that what we came and saw in 2016, we're not far better off in 2024. And I challenge anybody to challenge me on that. We will go into the public square and defend the stewardship. Hasn't been easy, it's not perfect, but we are building one block, one brick at a time and getting better. And I want to say commendations to that. I'll say two other quick things in a minute. Outside here you see 5 new vehicles which are going to be added to the fleet in the region, not in St. James now, but St. James is going to benefit. You're getting one. And those vehicles, well, Mr. Bartlett want all the credit right now, but I understand it. I mean, at the yard, so you need the yard to agree with him, right? But what we are doing here is adding mobility to our fleet. And there have been discussion in recent times about what we have and what we don't have, with the ambulance and so on. These are not ambulances, there's one there, yes. The new ones are going to be supporting the logistics of movement of goods, of inventory, of things between institutions, because we work as a team and we work as a spoke and hub arrangement. And I want to commend Sir Wallace and his team, Andy, who is not here, for seeing the need, assessing that need, and always making the steps right to protect and to correct it. I just urge them to take care of the vehicles, make sure they depreciate over the right period of time. Don't want nobody go up on the road and hear say you crash tomorrow morning after you get the vehicle today. It wouldn't be good stewardship. But they have been good so far, and we appreciate that, and that's a good thing. And then the third thing I'll say is the Compassionate Care Program, which is part of this opening today. It's a program we have started a few years ago. And it basically is the mindset change program. It's a customer service program. Because as I said earlier, it's one thing to build a new health center and put in new equipment. But if you not change and enhance the approach and give better service with the equipment, then nobody is going to recognize the difference after a while. So when you should have gone inside there, you're going to see a nicer surroundings. You're going to see some posters on the wall giving out health tips. But you're going to also see something that I have given some instructions on that must be standard in every health facility. It's called the Patient Charter of Rights and Responsibilities. Now, why listen? Rights and responsibilities. Because every person who has a right under our Constitution also has a responsibility under that same Constitution. The same applies for health. Every user of our health system who has a right to access health has a responsibility to protect and to operate in a certain manner. We don't want anybody abuse our staff. We want you to join the queue if there's a queue. If there's a registration window, if you use the bathroom, leave the utensils in there, don't take it out. I'm not saying you do it, but some people do. And don't break up this stuff because it's yours. That's your responsibility. But at the same time, you have a right for your questions to be answered in a courteous way. Nobody must run you and tell you to go sit down. and wait your turn. Do it nicely. There's a lovely place there. Have a seat and so on. You have a right to run in water. You have a right to a toilet that flush. I go in very basic, you know. Go in very basic, but it's important. You have a right where if you have a concern or a complaint, somebody listens to you and respond. And that's on the wall inside. I want you to take a look at it. And I'm saying that to both the users of the service and the provider of the service. Acquaint yourself to the patient charter of rights and responsibilities. To the staff, the responsibilities protect you because the patient must know how to act. But it also gives you a responsibility to make sure the patient's rights are protected. And to the patient, you know what you're entitled to and you know what you're expected to do. And so compassionate care is an approach to training our frontline staff around this concept, this philosophy, but also having customer service rep on the floor to help patients to understand what they're entitled to and what procedures they must follow. So today is a good day in Adelphi. I think we are making great strides. I'm proud of the team. I want to thank them. I'm proud of the representation that they are continuing to give. Proud of the partnership. And again, I close where I started. Don't let anybody tell you any otherwise. We, as a government, collectively, have a plan for health and wellness in the parish of St. James. That plan has been written out on paper, and that plan is being implemented as we speak. And today in Adelphi, you're witnessing a manifestation of that plan, as we did this morning with the accreditation of the labs. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. the Honorable Christopher Tufton, for that mouthful, heartful. We have no doubt that you speak from your heart. You spoke from your heart, and we receive what it is that you have said. A lot has been done, and there are still a lot in the pipeline. There's still a lot of plans to get things done, and I don't know about you, I'm pretty excited about it. Yes? And I want to encourage you, as Dr. Tufton also did, to say to you that yes, the ministry is doing all this. They are refreshing the buildings, they are increasing the services, they are also impressing on the staff that we need to step up our games, and we need to ensure that the services that we provide is of the most, high standard. But I would also want to, join him in reaching out to the clients. This is a gift to you, and so we are asking you to take care of it. We have had experiences where water tank goes empty and things like that. This is your facility, and so we are asking that you take care of it, the best care of it, so that you get more. When you take care of things, you get more, and you're trusted. And so we believe that you have that capability, and we look forward to that. We have come down really to, almost the end of the program. And what we have lined up, we have a vote of thanks that will be given by Miss Jennifer Pearson. Nurse Pearson's going to kill me. Nurse Pearson, she is the senior public health nurse, one of the senior public health nurses that is attached to St. James Public Health Services. After that, we are going to be having the cutting of the ribbon and the tour of the facilities in that order. So I will invite Nurse Pearson at this time as she gives a vote of thanks, and then from there, I will lead you to the area where the ribbon will be cut, and the tour of the facility will be led by Nurse Lisa Hunter and Nurse Wallace.
Thank you, Madam MC. Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. I am very happy this afternoon to see the Adelphi Health Center finally coming to fruition. It has been a journey, and I have been there from the inception. I remember, and I'm going to be calling some persons in the audience whom others have not yet mentioned. I remember while Mrs. Beckford was parish manager at St. James Health, she was championing the cause to have this facility, which was at one time closed, renewed. I remember also Dr. Johnson Campbell, whom I saw here earlier. I don't know where she is now. She was there in all of the struggles. I see as well in our audience former Councillor K.G. Vincent, whom I recall penning the deal with the EU and JESIF for this facility. And I could go on and on and on. But overall, I'm just happy to say I am happy that in my lifetime it has come to fruition, and I want to thank all the entities, Government of Jamaica, the EU, JESIF, Ministry of Health, for its input. And I want to assure them, I'm a resident of these parts, that we will take the very best care of the facility. Our Member of Parliament spoke earlier, and he has also alluded to our struggles coming along with it. And I just want to big up my team in Adelphi for all the hard work that they have been doing and for all the down times that they have had because of challenges with the facility. And I know that now that we have this brand new facility, I can expect much more of you, from you. And before I close, I just want to say a big thank you as well to my parish manager and my medical officer of health, whom I know have been championing the cause. Thank you, residents of Adelphi, for coming out in your numbers to this opening. And of course, like I said before, we appreciate the facility much.
Thank you, Nurse Pearson. So at this moment, I invite us all to witness the cutting of the ribbon, followed by the tour of the facility. It was a pleasure being your host. Thank you.
Go ahead. Okay. So,
Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry.
sorry, darling.
He's up there. Who is this? Mr. Bartlett? Hey, my baby now. My baby now on It's Dr. Billy Small. Jay, what are you doing? Jay and I get this one.
Okay, man, go ahead. Go.
Where's Dr.
Can't go to school, so not really a watch. Now this can step back a bit. Can step back.
Are you all ready? Ready? Are ready, guys?
Yeah.
On the other side. On the other side.
All right. Thank you very much. I've never seen such a camera in a long time. Three. All right. All right. So let's camera people. Are the key ones anywhere? Ready? You have to stop on top of the patient.